The mining station Prometheus 7 hung like a metallic spider in the void between the twin suns of Kepler 442, its solar collectors drinking starlight while its crew of 200 souls carved precious metals from the asteroid belt. Among them, 17-year-old Lily Chen worked the waste processing bays, the lowest rung on the station's social ladder, but she didn't mind. Someone had to keep the recycling systems running, and she took pride in her work. Jackson Martinez, the station's chief engineer, often found excuses to visit her section. At 25, he was brilliant with machinery but awkward with people. Lily's easy smile and quick wit had captured his attention months ago, though he'd never found the courage to say so directly. "Another stellar day in paradise," Jackson said, entering Bay 7 with his toolkit. "Heard you had some issues with the plasma filters?" Lily wiped her hands on her coveralls, leaving streaks of metallic dust. "Third one this week. These filters aren't designed for the mineral composition we're processing. The crystalline structures are too abrasive." Jackson nodded, impressed as always by her technical insight. The station's administrator saw her as just another waste tech, but Lily understood the systems better than most engineers. "I brought some reinforced mesh. Should buy us a few more weeks." As they worked together, replacing the damaged components, alarms suddenly shrieked throughout the station. Emergency lights bathed everything in pulsing red. "All personnel to emergency stations," came Commander Harrison's voice over the intercom. "We have an unidentified object approaching at high velocity. Possible collision course." Jackson's hands flew over his diagnostic pad. "It's not showing up on long-range sensors properly. Whatever it is, it's small but moving fast." The object struck the station's lower hull with surprising gentleness, more like a controlled landing than a crash. Security teams scrambled to investigate, while Jackson and Lily monitored the situation from Bay 7's sensor feeds. "Look at this," Lily pointed to her screen. "The object's giving off some kind of biosignature. It's organic." "Organic?" Jackson leaned closer, their shoulders touching. "Out here?" The security footage revealed something extraordinary. A creature the size of a house cat, with scales that shifted between deep purple and silver. Its body was elongated and serpentine, with gossamer wings that seemed to contain miniature galaxies. Most striking were its eyes, ancient and intelligent, holding depths of wisdom that seemed impossible for something so small. "Is that—" Jackson started. "A baby star dragon," Lily whispered. She'd read about them in xenobiology texts, legendary creatures that supposedly lived in the hearts of stars, feeding on solar plasma. Most scientists considered them myth. The creature was wounded, its left wing torn and its scales dim. Worse, it was trapped in an area of the station that was scheduled for atmospheric venting in 20 minutes. Standard procedure for clearing potential contamination. "We have to help it," Lily said, already moving toward the door. "Lily, wait." Jackson grabbed her arm. "Commander Harrison ordered everyone to stay at their posts. That thing could be dangerous." She turned to face him, her dark eyes blazing with determination. "Dangerous?" Jackson, look at it. "It's just a baby and it's hurt. We can't let it die because we're afraid." Something in her voice, the absolute certainty, the compassion that seemed to define her very essence, made Jackson's protests die in his throat. This was why he'd fallen for her. Where others saw protocol and procedures, Lily saw a living being in need. "Okay," he said, "but we do this smart." They made their way to the affected section, Jackson's engineering codes getting them past security locks. The baby star dragon lay curled in a corner, its breathing labored. When it saw them approaching, it didn't flee or attack. Instead, it watched them with those impossibly old eyes. "Hey there, little one," Lily said softly, kneeling down. "We're going to help you." The creature seemed to understand. It allowed Lily to carefully examine its wounds while Jackson worked to override the venting sequence. Her touch was gentle, and remarkably, the star dragon's scales began to brighten slightly. "Its wing membrane is torn but not beyond repair," Lily said. "And I think—" "Jackson, I think it's dehydrated. Not for water, but for solar radiation." Jackson looked up from his diagnostic pad. "The solar collectors in Section C are overpowered. We could jury-rig a direct feed." Working together, they created a makeshift healing chamber using spare solar cells and medical equipment. The baby star dragon seemed to understand their intentions, following them cooperatively to the improvised treatment area. As solar energy flowed into the chamber, the creature's transformation was remarkable. Its scales brightened to a brilliant silver purple, Its torn wing began to mend and its eyes sparkled with renewed vitality. When it spread its wings, the miniature galaxies within them swirled like tiny storms of creation. "Beautiful," Lily breathed. The star dragon looked directly at her and made a sound like singing crystal. Then in a flash of silver light it was gone, not departed but truly vanished as if it had never been there at all. "Did we just imagine that?" Jackson asked. Before Lily could answer, Commander Harrison's voice crackled over the intercom again. "All hands, we have multiple contacts approaching. Large vessels, unknown configuration. They're requesting diplomatic communications." Over the next hour, the impossible became routine. A fleet of ships unlike anything in human records surrounded the station. Vessels that looked grown rather than built, with hulls that pulsed with living light. The beings aboard called themselves the Stellar Chorus, an ancient civilization that lived among the stars themselves. Their message was simple. One of their young had been rescued by humans. In their culture, such an act of compassion toward a helpless creature created an eternal debt. They offered humanity partnership, access to technologies beyond imagination, guidance to new worlds, and protection from the dangers that lurked in deep space. "Who was responsible for saving our youngling?" asked the chorus representative, their voice like wind through cosmic dust. Commander Harrison looked confused. We don't know. Security footage shows it disappeared from a restricted section." Jackson and Lily exchanged glances. They could speak up, claim the reward, gain recognition. Instead, Lily smiled and took Jackson's hand. "Does it matter who did it?" she said quietly. "Someone saw a creature in need and helped. Isn't that just what humans do?" The Stellar Chorus representative seemed pleased by this response.
"Indeed, this is why your species shows such promise."
"The debt remains, and will be honored by generations yet unborn." As the alien fleet departed, leaving behind communication devices and star maps, Jackson finally found his courage. "Lily, she kissed him, cutting off his words. "I know," she said. "Me too." In the vast cosmos where cruelty and indifference seemed the natural order, a simple act of kindness had opened the doorway to humanity's greatest adventure, and it had all started with a girl who refused to let something small and helpless die alone. The star dragons would remember, and so would the universe.